Sewing and Crafting family. Angela Wolf here, and red is the theme today. I'll give you a hint. This reminds me of my nieces. Every time I leave the driveway, they all run outside. It could be 20 below. They'll run out and give me the little hearts. And my nephews. Happy Valentine's Day. Almost. You still have time, which is why we're here. Last minute Valentine's gift. So yes, we are live. Hey, Ann, I see you're the first one to pop in on YouTube. That's awesome. So we're live streaming on Brother Sewing and Crafting today because we've got a lot of projects for you on their YouTube and Facebook pages. So don't forget to hit like and subscribe now. Wait till you see what we've got in store for you today. So Lynn and Emily are joining us. Give them a big shout of applause. Happy Valentine's Day. Wait till you see their backdrop. So Emily, how are you?
I'm good. Hi. So glad to be here today.
I know. Happy Valentine's theme. And wait till you see the backdrop here. Lynn, happy
Hello. Happy Galentine's Day. So we can't forget the gals, right? On Thursday.
That's true. Let me bring you down here so I don't cut off your head, Emily. Valentine's Day. And you know what? Brother Sewing and Crafting family, this is Lynn's first time of being on At Your Side virtually. So give her a big round of applause.
Yay. Thanks. I'm so excited to be here.
This is going to be so much fun. So much fun. So I am a Valentine. I love Valentine's Day. My husband almost dreads it when he knows it's coming because I leave chocolates everywhere. I don't like chocolate, but he loves them. And he's like, please don't do that because then it takes me a month to try to work it off. Okay, wait. I'm going to leave you chocolates anyways. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you girls are going to be working on today because it might be something maybe he won't eat.
Nothing edible.
Yeah, nothing edible over here either.
Nope. But you know, Lynn, I'm looking at your backdrop. Are those balloons? Because I really just want to pop them.
Yes, they are balloons, right? And they do actually pop kind of easy. We had a Valentine's Day, or I should say Galentine's Day party over the weekend here at our studio. So we have all the fun Valentine's Day decorations up. I love Valentine's Day too. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the colors. It's so much fun to craft for. I think that's why.
Yeah,
it is. So let's kick it off. I think we're going to be using Artspira. We're going to be using Sublimation, Embroidery. Just get ready. And don't forget, you can watch the whole show. We are live, so you can leave your questions. And then you can also go back and hit replay if you want to watch it slowly and craft along. All right, Emily, why don't you kick it off?
Yay. All right. So we are going to be making some last minute Valentine's cards, and it's probably a good idea because I have not made or bought a single card. And so maybe I'll make a card for my husband. So I will embroider something fun on the outside, and then I can write a personalized message on the inside. And making cards on my embroidery machine is a super fun project. And since I've been using Artspira the last couple years, it's actually gotten even more fun to make embroidered cards and easier. So today I'm going to show you how to make some fun embroidered cards using Artspira and using my embroidery machine. Today we're using the SE2000, which is so fun and so easy and makes for a really fun and easy project. So we're going to dive in. Let me show you some of the supplies we're going to be using today, and then we'll just get started. So I have my 5x7 hoop. You can make this, actually our design is probably only going to be a 4x4 size, but this is a little bit easier just for our card to stick in there. Okay, then also some stabilizer that's adhesive, just because we're going to be sticking that card on. You can't really hoop paper just because you'll bend it and then you'll be stuck with bent card. I'm going to be using actually some more cotton looking thread just because I like the look of it. So I have in here is actually already threaded a pink, and then I have a red right here, and I just have some white in the bobbin, but you could also put your matching thread color in the bobbin if you wanted. And then I have here, this is actually my favorite kind of card to do embroidery on, but you can actually use any kind of paper, but this is actually watercolor paper. And the reason I like this kind of paper to do embroidery on is because it's made with fibrous paper. So, you know, if you can think of watercolor paper, it's made actually sort of how you would make homemade paper. If you ever made that kids craft where you took a bunch of paper and you tore it up and you mushed it up and then you pressed it on the screen and then you let it dry and then you had like homemade paper, which really you just made from ripped up paper that you made. Okay.
Yes.
So it's homemade paper made from ripped up paper. But that's kind of how they make watercolor paper, only a much more technical process. But that fibrous paper makes a really great surface to embroider on because it's not smooth and it has that texture and it has those fibers. And so it doesn't rip apart and it's much more, a little bit more like a fabric surface, but it's not fabric, it's still paper. So I have just purchased this 6-pack of watercolor cards. They come with envelopes and this is what I love to use for embroidery. And then of course your backside will have like the stitches on it. So I usually just take a piece of paper and then I'll cut it like the right size and then I'll glue it on the back to cover up those like the back side of the stitches. And then you end up with like a card on the inside that you can write on. So I'll show you what that looks like after, but this is my sort of favorite kind of cards to do embroidery on. All right, so we're gonna be using Artspira and I'm gonna just head over and cue up my camera to show you how we're gonna use Artspira to design our holiday or our Valentine card. So let me just get that organized and Angela will entertain you for a minute.
Actually, Lynn, I was laughing. I can see you down there, and when she's talking about ripped up paper and ripped up this, and you're like,
I have visions of my childhood. Yes. I am actually so excited to see this project. So those of you that follow me know I am a very amateur sewist. I can sew basic things. I am just starting to learn how to embroider with my sketch. So I have never even thought about doing embroidered cards. So I am super stoked for this project, Emily. Like my mind is blown already. So I'm really excited that I'm on this show so I get to learn something new.
I know. And Emily has some really fun ones. And this is going to be exciting. So I think I see her on here. Let's bring her up.
Yeah.
All right, Emily, back to you.
Yeah, so this is, a great combination of both paper crafting and embroidery. And with the Artspira app, it is really an easy way to combine the both. So I'm just going to I'll start you from home in case you're not experienced using the Artspira app. So this is the home screen of the Artspira app, and I'm going to go to new. I'm using a stylus pen today, just because I'm going to do some writing of text. And I find that my cursive is much better if I use this than if I try to use my finger. Okay, so we're going to go to the drawing tools and then you're left with this little screen. And you can see up here that you can change your hoop size. This machine can either go 4x4 or 5x7. So we can go to the 5x7. Of course, the card isn't quite a 5x7, but we can leave it on that. Okay, so you can see that. And then of course, this is the direction that we will be setting the card is the long way, but I'm going to go back to this for now. So we're going to import a heart and there are basic designs that are built into here, but you can also see that you can go and grab other shapes. Those are more for cutting designs, but we can also just grab these basic shapes. So this one, the thicker line is going to be a zigzag stitch, which I find rips up the paper a bit more. So we're going to keep these all a single stitch, and that makes the best stitching. Oh my goodness, what am I doing here? Apparently not doing this very well. I don't know.
Emily, I was kind of cracking up. I was like, wait a minute. It is a live show, so you know what's going to happen.
Yep.
You're going to get an update. You have to update.
Of course. Difficulties. My phone's going to glitch out on me, and it's not even going to let me tap on this heart right now.
Okay, the best part is
technology.
She's just been drawing on it for a half an hour while we were
right. We literally were watching her do it like when we were waiting.
Yeah, I tapped every heart. I got it all set. What? Okay, so we're going to delete this heart because it's not playing nice. So we're going to grab another heart, insert it. Now why is it not selecting it? Am I missing something? Tap to select.
I'm doing it on my phone now. Let me see.
It says tap to select. I just want to make it bigger.
Art.
I can
Lily,
zoom
try it
in.
on your phone.
Yeah. Let
Oh,
me
she
see
got
if
it.
I
Did you
can-
get it?
Did you get it?
No, I'm just zooming in on it. I'm literally not tapping it. I can erase it. Of
Everyone
course.
watching this is like, I'm on my phone. I can't go to Artspira. But
So
now
I
you're going to
will
go watch
say
this on TV and go to
right,
Artspira.
the joy of a live show, right? You get to see us work out the problems.
Okay, so I just leaving it selected because it was selected the first time.
There you go.
And then if I rotate it, because that's the direction I want it. Okay, so we'll go like that. All right, now we're gonna unselect. I wanna add a second one because I'm gonna make a cute little like double layer heart. Can I do this twice in a row without? Oh boy. Okay, so we kind of have two little hearts on top of each other.
Oh, that's so cute.
Okay, and I'm gonna see, I think it will stop after each heart. I'm actually gonna make them two different colors. That's my plan. Okay, so now I'm gonna write I love you in the heart, okay? At least that's what I'm hoping to do. Okay, so I have it, you can set it here, the smooth tool, right? Isn't that, where is that? Is that over here? Yeah, so here it's smoothing. See how you can like drag this along. Like if you want it to be just how you write it, it will leave it. Or if you want it to really smooth out your lines, then I want it, this will smooth it out. So I'm gonna put it more towards the smoothing than not. So it will correct my not as great cursive. Okay, so let's see if we can do this.
That looked like some good cursive to me, Emily.
Okay. It does help. It definitely smooths it out.
Great.
Okay. And then maybe we'll add another little heart up here. No. That was not good. Okay. We're just going to leave that. Okay. So we have I love you right there.
Wait. That looks really good.
That
looks really good.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so then we're gonna go to next. Let's save it just in case we have some sort of glitch. I don't want to have to redo that. Okay, and then we're done. So then it's transferring right here. I have a couple different embroidery machines, so you can change it to which one you're transferring it to, but it's already set up to transfer to the 2000. So we'll hit transfer. It's finished. Do I want to finish editing? Nope. I think we're done. Okay, so now we're back to the home screen. All right. Whew. Okay, now we're going to transfer over to the embroidery machine and see what we can pull up. Okay, step one.
All
complete.
Yay!
She transfers over there. That was so cute. That was so cute, Emily.
I need her to come write all my Valentines with that handwriting.
I know. I love that. And then you can send it right to a machine. This reminds me of, there was a project in the app for a Christmas tree skirt. Mm-hmm. And you could write everybody's name. I did that one and did all my entire family on there. I gave it to my mom. And then my sister had another little boy. So now I have to go back and add another name somewhere. But you could just sign. They can sign their own name or, and then it's just a little hand thing. And in just a few minutes, you can embroider.
That's the thing I love about Artspira. It's made it so easy and quick to personalize projects. It's literally at the tip of your fingers for all the machines, right? You can do something different with each one of the connected machines.
Definitely. All right, Emily, we can see you.
Okay, great. So now we're going to get the card ready, and then we'll pull up the design on the machine. So I have my adhesive stabilizer, and I'm just going to cut this piece down. We don't need quite so much, and I usually try to conserve this. And you want to hoop it with the paper side up, because then we'll peel that paper off. stick it down in. Okay, tighten it down if you need to. The paper really makes it pretty tight fit usually. And then you can either use sharp scissors or a seam ripper to go along the edge and sort of just cut through that top layer of paper and then grab it and peel that paper off. Okay, and then you'll feel that it's a little bit adhesive. And then we're gonna go ahead and stick the paper onto it. So you have to sort of think through, okay, what's gonna be the front of the card, what's the back of the card, and then we have to make sure that we embroider, you know, the heart right side up. So we don't want to do the top of the card here because then our card will be upside down. So I just want to make sure that I'm going to think through that. And then the center of the card, I'll probably put approximately centered. The hoop has center marks on both centers. And just keep that in mind. And then use those to sort of align as we're lining things up. Okay. So now.
Okay, Emily,
yeah.
I have to say, even if you do it upside down, I did actually in the past buy a card and didn't even realize it was upside down until I gave it to someone. And they're like, I've never had a card open this way before. I'm like, it's more expensive that way.
Right. It's supposed to be like that.
Super fancy.
See, yeah.
Yeah, there's all kinds of ways. Just like when you buy the stripes that like super don't match on the outfits in the store and you're like, wait, is it supposed to be that way? Yeah. All right, so this is on. I'm not going to load this in because sometimes it wants me to says to remove the hoop and then we start all over. So I'm going to go ahead and switch up to a closer up camera on this so that you can really see as I'm importing the design on this and hopefully get a closer view on what it looks like as we walk through the steps of getting this embroidery file set up. Okay, so I'll bring that over and get it set up.
See you shortly. All right. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. So I see somebody saying, is the embroidery going to be on the inside or the outside of the card? I guess it doesn't really matter. It's wherever you want it to go, but I would think probably the outside. Probably.
I am so excited to see the final product of this because it really brings it to life. It adds that 3D texture into the card. I cannot wait.
So, hey, Lynn, you said you don't sew a ton.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have a question because this is one of my favorite things. Have you ever sewn on paper before?
I have never sewn on paper. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I just do the basics, whether we need to hem something or fix something of my kids, make something simple. We have a sewing teacher that works here in my studio, and I am constantly learning from her. She amazes me, and she teaches all of our sewing classes here on brother machines. But I'm learning every day, and it's funny. I'm learning more about embroidering faster than I am about sewing because I'm using this Sketch, which is such a great beginner, never embroidered before machine. It's so easy to use.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, you're going to have to try doing this on paper because your Valentines, your Galentines, all of your cards actually, birthday cards are going to turn out so cute.
Yeah, I am definitely putting this on my project list for sure.
All right, Emily, we got you. I think, yeah, we can see you great.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if it will focus a little bit more. Okay, we'll see. All right, so on your machine, you have
There you go. I think.
Did it go? Okay, there we go.
Yep, perfect.
On your machine, you have you have a Wi-Fi button, so make sure that that's lit up. And this machine, once you connect it, it should connect automatically. I usually just find it takes a couple minutes. So if you're finding that you've turned it on and it says Wi-Fi not connected, just give it like 3 minutes. So you can't turn it right on and then expect it to receive a transfer within 10 seconds, okay? So give it a couple minutes and then it will connect. So you're gonna hit the pocket button and then all of your designs should be in the cloud pocket. Okay, it says please wait a while. And then it's literally going to show you like a little mock-up of the design that you just transferred. Then you're going to hit the set button. Okay, and we see that it says, I love you, and it's turned on the side like we designed it on the side, okay? So, and then from here, you can move it. You can actually resize it a little bit. So I actually cheated in parentheses. There was a design on Artspira that only let me go a certain size on Artspira, but when I transferred it to this machine, I was actually able to enlarge it just a little bit more by using the resize on this button, and then I loved it. Okay, so it got just a little bit bigger, but it wouldn't let me get any bigger on Artspira. So that was great. I could resize it just a little bit bigger here to go there. So I can see that I love you. It's got the 2 lines on the heart, and then we'll be able to see when we go here and get to the embroidery button, if it's gonna go all in one. Okay, so it's gonna go all one color, all right? So I'm gonna decide, do I want pink or red? I think I'm just gonna go with the pink that's on there. All right, so it didn't divide it up into the, I technically had like the 2 hearts and the I love you, and I wasn't sure if it was gonna piece it out. So of course, if you wanted to piece it out, you'd have to do like heart 1 and then send over the second heart and do it separately. Okay, so it's literally gonna take 1 minute because this is all just a single stitch. So this is not a long embroidery project. And actually this kind of stitching is the best kind for paper because it doesn't repeatedly punch your paper. When you have designs that go back and forth, and punch in the same spot over and over, it actually is most likely to rip what you've got. So if you are looking for a design that is good on paper, you're going to want to look for something that is single stitch and not one that is repeated in the same spot, stitches and stitches and stitches. So there's a really pretty wildflower design on Artspira that's like a sketch look, and I put that on paper and it's so pretty. All right, so as I'm looking at this, the way I looped my card, we need to rotate this. So I'm gonna rotate the heart, and that will put it the right side up on this card. Okay, so now we have it that way. We're gonna go to embroider, and I think it's all good. Also, one note that you want to make sure of is if you do embroider with paper with this needle, then this becomes a paper embroidery needle and does not be used with fabric. Okay, so I will take this out and make note of it, and then from now on, this will become my paper embroidery needle. And then you can keep it for other paper projects. It's not like it has to be thrown out, but I just wouldn't use it again on fabric because it is not great to use your needles on paper if you want to use them on fabric. Okay, just double checking. Looks good. And then we're just going to hit the yellow button, means it's ready to go. And let's see what happens.
This is so cute, Emily. Actually, I was just thinking while that's embroidering, I'm thinking if you have a design that has a bunch of stitches, like the triple stitch or something like that, you could do little doll clothes and embroider them, and it would be already popped out.
That would be so cute. You could even take, like, if you've got the bigger doll clothes, you can add fun little customized elements to them with like your kids' names, different designs. Oh, that's adorable. I've got one child who's super into dolls, so you're getting my brain kind of racking on ideas for her.
This is so cute. So I got a couple questions for you, Emily. I'll bring you back up. Hey, Emily, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
All right. So Trisha wants to know, can you take a design from Artspira and redesign it in your software program on your laptop? I can answer that. No, you cannot.
No.
Trisha.
Yeah.
And Trisha,
So
I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Oh, yep. So the Artspira, you can only use the software in Artspira to resize. Right, exactly.
Perfect.
That's correct. Yeah. So, and then use software on your, once you've imported it, you can use there's a little manipulation that can happen, but not a lot.
Perfect, perfect. And that manipulation of the design is inside the machine. So we've had a lot of people that say, can I use Artspira on the computer? No, on your phone, on your tablet, you send it to the machines. That's where the editing is. So if you want something more advanced, you can look at PE Design 11, but then you're not using the Artspira design. So hopefully that makes sense. That makes sense. I see a couple more questions for Emily here. Hold on one sec. I just lost it. Oh, Lorraine says, I love taking stuff with Artspira. I know, I agree. And hey, Lucy, she loves my new thread colors. Thanks. I'm so glad. You notice there's a lot of pink in there. There's a lot of pink and a lot of red for the rose collections. All right, I got another question for you. Rose wants to know, Emily, she missed it. What stabilizer did you use again?
You're just using any adhesive stabilizer. So it has one layer of paper, and then when you peel that off, then it's sticky. Oh, I forget where the camera is. Sticky on the back side so that the paper will stick to it.
Perfect, perfect.
Yep. Okay, so it actually did a great job stitching, except for that there was one little spot where the thread didn't catch with the bobbin. So I might, while Lilly is doing her project, I might do a little bit of fixing on this. So I'm going to show you, but this isn't going to be the final project or the final reveal here. Because I might do, you have to see.
Cute.
But see right here?
Oh,
how
yeah.
like there's some empty holes. It like didn't catch the bobbin with the thread. So it's just a like dull needle or didn't catch on there. But so cute. Oh my goodness.
Really cute.
That is so cute. And you know what, Emily, the best part of using the Brother machines, that machine with embroidery, you can go in and you can skip ahead to whatever stitches you think you missed. And you don't have to do the whole thing over, which is great.
Totally.
And I know there's so many newbies out there. Don't forget about that. So don't stress if you're missing a couple stitches.
Yeah. So actually, well, I can, what I'll do is while Lynn's going, I'll get it lined up to the right spot. And then I'll just show you guys how literally we can just stitch the eye one more time. And we don't have to stitch the whole thing again.
Cool.
Perfect. All right. That is so stinking cute. I see a couple people rolling in late. If you missed the stabilizer questions, how to stabilize, when we're finished, you can go back and watch the replay too. So, all right, Emily, that's looking good. Let's bring Lynn up. Lynn, I'm dying to see what you're working on.
Okay, so I am really excited. I am a crafter, which is exciting to bring a little bit more craftiness to the show. Outside of sewing, I have been using Brother machines, the Scan and Cut and Sublimation since it came out, and the Print Moda. And so I love sharing really fun and easy projects. And I know people that are watching, you may not have used a Sublimation printer before. So if you haven't, send your questions your way. We'll do our best to answer them because I know a lot of people have questions about sublimation. But what I love about the Brother Sublimation printer is that it's such a great price point and you get professional quality printing from it. It is such a great machine. I use it over and over again. So today we're celebrating Valentine's Day. So I love Valentine's, but I almost love Valentine's a little bit more. So on the 13th of February, it's Valentine's Day, and I always have a big party. I love celebrating with my girlfriends. I have 2 little girls. They invite their friends over. So today we're going to be making a Valentine's Day t-shirt. And if we have time, I'm going to show you a matching little tote too. And we're going to be using Artspira and our Sublimation printer. So we'll get started with Artspira. And one of the things that I love that you're going to see about Artspira is that you can use it with all the different Brother machines, right? We just use it with an embroidery machine. We can use it with Scan and Cut. We can use it with our Sublimation printer. So it's such a great connected app to be able to create so many different projects. So I am on the home screen as well. And you can see, are we frozen?
Nope, you're good. Oh,
is it?
Yeah, it is frozen.
Okay, hold on one sec. Let's close it out. So this is technology, right?
It's only because we're live.
All right, I'm going to unplug.
I think it's because we were all playing on Artspira before we went live.
Pull the app back up for one sec. All right, give us 1 second. Okay, let's see. go to our screen share again. We'll make sure that it's up. Okay.
I agree, Lorraine. Everybody's saying, I love this.
Waiting for device.
Timer's up. Okay.
All right, friends, give us 1 second. We're going to plug in. And you know what? Here's the thing. We had it all working right before, right? So same thing with Emily. So we're using a special app that allows you to mirror your phone onto, okay, let's see, are we there? Okay, perfect. All right, so let's go screen share again. Let me pull up my app. Otherwise, you're going to see my messy apps on my phone. I have all the gazillion apps. Okay.
all the photos. While she's bringing that up, I will, I'll let you know when it's up there, Lynn. Hey, Paula,
Yep.
you said you have to line it up perfectly. You're talking about Emily when she's redoing, I'll bring you up in just a sec, Lynn, when I see it. You have to line up the embroidery perfectly. So what Emily has to do, as long as you leave that fabric or card or whatever you're embroidering in that hoop, you can use the machine and go, I want to go forward a couple stitches or go back because I missed some. Is just, but you have to keep everything in the hoop. If you take it out of the hoop, oh, then that could be scary. But for what Emily's doing there, it's super simple, super easy. She just picks a stitch and goes back to whichever stitch she thinks she's missing. So we're just waiting for Lynn to get her Artspira. I'll grab her when she's ready.
I can show
Emily,
you what I've got, what I did.
Yeah, show.
Okay, so I've got it actually lined up. Sorry.
Everyone's like, we're used to this in a live show. At least you didn't drop the machine.
Can you see that? Okay.
Yes.
This is the plus minus screen here for stitches. So when I'm starting over, I usually go to like plus 100 to get, goodness. Sorry.
That's all right. Hey, Lynn, I can see you now too. So
Well,
it's coming. It's kind of like focusing on the white.
Okay. Hey, go to Lynn and I'll get the other camera. That's better.
I love it. You guys make a great team. All right. So
all right, Angela, can you see the app? We are sharing.
Can.
Okay, perfect. Oh, and why are we not?
Oh, you know what? Hey, Lynn, when you share your screen, share the entire tab. Not just, there's like 3 options for sharing. Just share on a broader basis, and I'll take it out real quick.
Okay,
so.
Perfect. All right, let's see.
All right. Well, she's doing that. I'm just going to hang out here with you guys because we've got Emily working on embroidery. She's working. Oh, wait, I do have something for you. And I've been playing. Maybe it's because I'm on Artspira. But if you go into the Artspira app, okay, it's ARTSPIRA, Artspira, by Brother. It's free. There's also a paid version. If you love to embroider, there's a ton of more. That was really proper English. There's a ton of designs. So in here, I punched in Valentine at the top and I punched in hearts. Wait until you see all of the cute hearts and prints that come up. Oh my goodness. I don't know which one I like them all. This would look great on a card. This one, I'm pretty sure I did something like this and embroidered it on my niece's. I think, is it embroidery or is it? Yeah. Look at how cute that is. So there's so many fun things. All right. So Lynn's Artspira is working. Emily's back at her machine. Why don't we bring up Lynn while the Artspira is not frozen?
Wonderful.
You got it?
Okay. Yay.
We got
All
it.
right. Here we are. So this is nothing wrong with Artspira. This is what's our like secondary app that we're using to like mirror to the computer. We're trying to be extra tech savvy, but sometimes it doesn't work with us. But all right, so we are on the home screen, and as you can see, you've got lots of options, but we're going to head into new, and it gives us all the different options: embroidery, cutting, and printing. So we're going to be printing with Sublimation today, and we're going to hit Design Editor. You can choose the different size. We're going to stick with the letter. It gives us a blank screen, which I love. I love a blank template to design from. So I'm going to hit that little plus sign. That gives me options whether I want to bring something up for my camera roll that's maybe already saved to my phone, or I want to use some of the awesome designs that are already saved in here. So we're going to be creating some designs that are already in the app. And I'm going to scroll on over. You've got holidays, but you've also got a love section, which is perfect for Valentine's Day. So we're going to pull up, and we can stretch this up so you can see all the different designs. I'm going to start. There's a really cute little envelope that I saw earlier that I love and I think makes a great centerpiece to our shirt. So we're going to use this cute little envelope, and then we hit done, puts it in, and we'll size it. I usually just start with a size that I eyeball and thinks looks good, and then I'll resize towards the end once I get all my pieces on. So I'm going to go ahead and add in some more graphics. So we're going to go back into illustration. You can also favorite items. If there is a graphic that you find that you use a lot, you can add that to your favorites, and that'll show up in that first little category. You do that by adding a little heart to it. All right, we're also going to use this cute little heart bouquet. Let's see, let me see if it added. Yep, it's already in there. Okay, so I'm going to just resize that for right now to kind of come right off my envelope. And then we're going to add one more little design in here. And again, if you're watching and you've never used a sublimation printer or done sublimation before, if you have any questions, we're also happy to answer those questions. You can pop them in the comments. All right, so we're going to find one more. I saw a really cute little coffee mug right here. I am a big iced coffee drinker, and this to me reminds me of iced coffee. I have to have it every day. All right, so we're going to line that one up right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in some text. You'll see this little A tab right down here. We're going to add that in, and I'm just going to write Valentine's Day. And I love that there are some new features that just came out with text for printing and cutting. You can now curve your text, which is really cool. So we're going to put Valentine's Day right there. And then you can do all sorts of different things to manipulate your text that you just created. So I'm going to pick my font first. I'm going to scroll down. You can see there's a whole bunch of different really fun fonts based on whatever designs you're creating. Maybe I do strawberry blossoms. Let's see, or let's do, I like this one. Okay, so it's called Rosetta Black, if you're wondering. All right, and then you'll see down here, there's a little button that says transform, and you can see the text is curved. So it gives you some different options. So you can arc your text, and then it allows you to determine kind of the arc of the text. So you can kind of slide this along and see how it changes your text. You can also do a circle with your text. You can also do a spiral, but we're going to stick with that for right now. And then I'm going to use my fingers to just size it out. And I'm going to bring it down over my envelope, okay? And then the last thing I'm going to add is I'm going to add, we're going to go back to text, and I'm going to add 2025 for the year we are celebrating. And it popped up almost exactly where I wanted it. Okay, so just like that, we have a design, and I think we probably, I don't know, Angela, if you're looking at the clock, we probably just did that in like under 5 minutes, right? That was probably like a 4-minute design, which is super cool.
I would say that was super fast.
Right? Super fast. A t-shirt design already.
And watch this. You guys can go back and watch this and do it yourself. If you're like, whoa, how did she do that? Well, don't worry. There's a replay.
Okay. So then the one thing to note, right? I may not know if I'm like, I don't think I have the right size. It doesn't look big enough. And I don't want to resize each individual part. I want to group them all together. So I can just tap one of my items. I can hit select, and then I can hit select all. I hit group. And I just toggle that little button on, and it groups everything together, which I love, because once I'm happy with the ratio of sizes to each other, I can resize my entire design, right? So if I want to make it smaller, I can make it smaller. If I want to make it bigger, I can, which is nice. And then you can always go back and you can ungroup as well. So if you're like, I want to make 2025 a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger, you can go back and do that. All right. So we're done and ready to print. So what I do is I hit OK. I'm going to save my design. Oh, it looks like I have so many things saved in my storage, so we won't save for right now. I clearly do a lot of designing on here. One thing you're going to note is that it already reversed it for you. So you do need to mirror your design when you're doing sublimation, but that's the nice smart part about Artspira, is that it does the work for you. All right, so I am going to just make sure that my sublimation printer is up and on. You'll want to make sure that you are connected ahead of time with Bluetooth. And so we're going to hit print, and it's going to send it to our sublimation printer. And it literally just did it in like 2 seconds, right? And it's going to go ahead and print it out. And while it's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get my heat press ready. And I want to show you guys something too, because some of the questions maybe what kind of paper do we use? So I'm going to show you guys this. So Brother actually makes the sublimation paper. You can't just put regular printer paper in there. You're going to want to use this special paper that's designed for sublimation. And so you can get a pack of that. And you're also using special sublimation ink as well. Angela, do we have any other questions while we're printing?
There is, and I'm cracking up because Rita was not here when you were talking about, she thinks you misspelled Valentine, and you did not. You're having a Galentine.
Yes! So, okay, so I talked about it earlier. There's Valentine's and there's Galentines. So Galentine's is on February 13th, and that's when you celebrate your gals, right? So it's a fun play on Valentine's Day and a fun way to celebrate all your friends. I do it every year with my mom friends, and then my 2 little girls who are 4 and 7, they invite their friends over, and we have a really fun Galentine's Day party. So we're celebrating Galentine's today.
I love it. I love it.
So fun.
Any other questions before I talk a little bit about? Okay, so one of the other things you want to know when you're doing sublimation, whatever you are going to be sublimating to, you want it to be 100% polyester. So the lower count of polyester, the less you're going to get when it comes to the vibrance of colors. So when you're looking for a t-shirt, or if you're going to use a tote bag, you want to make sure that it's 100% polyester. Just a little heads up there. All right. So you can see we've got our design printed out here. It is mirrored, and it's Galentine's Day. And I am waiting for my press to heat up. So Brother does have a heat guide that'll give you some direction as far as the heat settings go, based on what material that you are going to be sublimating on. So I've got my press over here that is heating up. So if we have any other questions, or if we want to jump over to Emily while I'm waiting for this guy to heat, we can.
That sounds good. I see Emily standing there like the machine isn't moving. Did you embroider? Did it turn out?
Yes, I did. So I finished it, but I was still going to show you. I was still going to show you real quick just how to walk through setting it up so that you don't have to re-embroider the whole thing. So I can just walk through that real quick for those of you who aren't aware of how to just embroider that one letter one more time. So I can do that.
Perfect. It's all you.
Yep. And I actually was going to note, and I'm sure Lilly knows this, but I've done this with the Artspira, those words on the Artspira app, you can change those words. She did them in black, but there's like 600 colors you could change those to, which I love. Like, they don't have to be black letters. She could have made them hot pink, or like, that's what I love. You don't just have to have those, you know what I mean? Like, they can print them in any color too. That's what's so amazing about that app. Not only can you put any text, but you can put them in any color text. So I love that. It just have to be black on there. Okay, let me switch over my camera to the close-up one.
Okay. While she's switching real quick, I got a quick question for you. What model? What's your sublimation printer? They want to know. They haven't seen it. They didn't realize Brother had one. Oh, I'm sorry, Lynn. Oh, I had you muted. Go ahead. Back.
Oh, so Brother only has one model of sublimation printer right now. And you can find it on the Brother website, and there's a few different retailers that carry it as well. And just as you see right now, what I'm doing really quick is I am just pressing my shirt by itself with nothing else on it. I do it for about 15 seconds, one, to get the wrinkles out and to get any moisture out of my shirt, and it gives me a nice clean palette. So we'll be ready when Emily is done.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So Madcrafts wants to know, what heat press is that? Did I just see it automatically go up?
You did. So it's the Craft Express Auto Press, which is great. Works awesome with all of Brother's products. And it's got a little temperature gauge right here. So we set our exact temperature and our time. So it's really nice because, like, if you set something, it's pressing and like you have to run to the bathroom, it will automatically pop it up so you don't over press or overheat something.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And Barb said she loves the arc letters. So, hey, Barb, she's not going to show you that again, but when we're finished live, you can go back and watch the replay for how she did the arc. So if we have time at the end, I'll have her do it, but I don't know if we will. So, all right, I'll bring Emily back up. She's on her screen. How you doing, Emily?
I'm good. Okay, so here's a close-up of the screen. And this is how you can maneuver between getting just to one single part of your embroidery design. And I got there from the home screen. So if you go back, you have this little plus minus, and that gets you to the screen. So starting at the beginning of the design, I usually go the plus 100 to get, so like the hearts were first. So I did the plus 100 to get through the hearts. And then once I got past those hearts, you're gonna go, if you get too far, what did I do? You're gonna get to the plus 10s, and then if you get too far, you're gonna go back to the 10s, and then when you get really close, you're gonna do the plus 1s or the minus 1s, and then you can see where my green hashtag is, or that mark. I got to the very point of the heart, because then when I hit plus 1, it goes to the beginning of the eye. So then I know that it's gonna restitch just the eye. Then I can hit start, and then when it gets to the end of the eye, then I will manually hit stop, because this is just a single design. If it's a design that's gonna stop on its own after the part you want, then you could let it stop, but I had to manually stop it. So then if I go back to show you, and let me show you, so it restitched that eye perfectly this time, so I don't know what happened last time, but now my design is done, so I'll let Lynn finish, and then I'll take this off the hoop so I can show you guys the finished card.
All right, perfect. And I will bring Lynn back up here. So at some point, Amanda wants to know, she knows it's not a Brother product, but since she knows what heat press you have, if sometime in the later you'll drop in the comments what the make and model, because she wants it for her sublimation printer.
Absolutely. It's amazing. Okay, so we've got our design, and I just trimmed a little bit around just to make my life a little bit easier. And in case you just missed it, I did press my shirt for like 10-15 seconds. It got out all those wrinkles, and it took out any moisture that was in the shirt. So we've got our t-shirt there. I've got my design. I'm going to lay it down. Now, I like to use my heat tape and tape my design in place. So I'm going to just cut 2 pieces of that, and that will just help from any movement, right? Because if you've ever done a sublimation project and you know if it moves at all, you get what's called like a ghosting feature, and it looks like you've got a little bit of a ghost behind it and it gets fuzzy. So what we want to do is we want to put that tape on right there. I just put it on the top and the bottom to secure my design. Now you can't just use regular tape. You do need to use a heat safe tape because it is created to withstand these really high temps. We've got our heat press set at 365. So it's pretty hot, right? So if you put a regular like tape in there, it's going to melt. We don't want that to happen. I always do put a piece of parchment paper over my design. And that's for a couple reasons. That will protect my heat press. So if for some reason my design did bleed through, it won't get on my press. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit my button. I'm going to go ahead and let that press. It auto goes down, and it's going to press for 60 seconds. So if we have any questions, we can answer any questions in our 60 seconds. Do we got any questions, Angela?
Oh, let's see. Actually, everybody's saying this is so much fun, so much fun. And Susie says, thanks for using a smaller machine too. It's nice to see Brother machines on the show that can be done with those models. You know, the machine she's using, Susie, is the one I use for travel. And you can even carry it on the boat. It doesn't take up a lot of room, and you can sew with it, and the embroidery arm goes away, so I can do all my little Win an Angel stuff on there. All right, Emily. Oh, look.
Yep. So here it is. It looks amazing, and I just took the hoop off, and then you just have to carefully peel off the paper. It's not super sticky, and again, this is, you know, kind of a cardstock, pretty sturdy paper, so you can pretty easily just tear it off and not be too worried, but I just wouldn't be too like aggressive with your tearing. So you can just tear that right off, and then there's your card. But like I said, I would take either a piece of white paper or a color, you know, you get some Valentine paper, and then you're just going to cover this so that your card, when you open it, you just don't see the back of those stitches. But there's you could personalize it with really anything for any occasion. But again, you're just looking for designs that really are more of a single stitch and not a really heavy stitch design, because you will sort of cut through the card the more heavy stitches that you have.
That's really, really, really cute. So simple. Everybody's saying, I love this project. All right. And Lynn has her.
Yes. All right. So we popped up while we were on Emily. So I just like to, a little disclaimer, it is hot. I am a crafter who doesn't have fingerprints anymore because I've touched so many hot things. I work with a hot glue gun all the time. So I'm a little desensitized to the heat, but keep in mind, you're probably going to want to let it cool before you touch it. But I'm going to just go ahead and pull this off. And you can see, if you missed how I taped, you can kind of see how I taped at the top and the bottom there. And then I'm just going to pull back my design and look at that. Ta-da!
Oh, so cute.
So one of the things that I love about sublimation, when you're thinking about other types of ways you make t-shirt, whether it be HTV or using DTF, what I love about sublimation is that that ink fuses with your fabric. So it's not going to peel. It's not going to fade. It's one of the best ways to create a fabric project that's going to be long lasting and get some really vibrant colors, which I love.
I love that.
I want to show you one other quick little touch because I made one before, but this is something that you can do too. Like, so if you really want to add some cute personalization, we popped on and just made a cute little sleeve with your name on it. So, and that literally took 2 seconds. So if you're making a bunch of these for a bunch of friends, you can put everyone's names on their sleeves, which I think is super cute.
So cute.
So adorable.
I don't know how much time we have, but I can show the other project I made that matched. Does that work?
You guys have been so good and so fast and everything's so easy. Go for it.
Okay, so let me see. Let's take some fingers crossed here that my isn't frozen. Can you see me? Can you
I see it. I see it. There you are.
Awesome. Okay, so I've already have this design resized to fit a tote bag. So that's the nice part, right? So it's snapped together. You can resize as needed, but I went ahead of time and measured this out. And then I'm just going to add some personalization to it, which I love. So we'll drop that there. I'm going to put my name on it. And you'll see my text popped in there, and I'll show you, since we talked about color a second ago, I'm going to resize this to go right on that little bouquet there, but I'm going to pick a different font. I'm going to go with my same font that matches. Let's go. That was the Rosetta Black. Okay, we'll go with that one. And then I noticed here, I don't love how Valentine's Day, when I resized it, it looks a little small, right? So we're going to go ahead and take the grouping off, and you'll see it ungroups everything super quick. So we're going to go back, and I'm just going to resize that out, make it a little bit bigger, pull it down a little bit onto my envelope, and then I'll hit done, and I'm going to select all. Now that I've got my name right there, whoops, we select all, and then we hit group, and we group them back together. Now, if I'm like, oh, wait, shoot, I wanted to make my name a different color, we ungroup it, go back. And then we'll go down here. Okay, we hit OK to get out of grouping, and then we're going to click back on my name. And then you'll see there's an option for color. So look at all those gazillion colors that you can use.
I love it.
So if we want to do pink, we can, and we can really add anything that we want to it. And then again, I'll just go back and select all just to group them together in case I need to resize ahead of time, and I'm done. So I printed one out ahead of time just in case we were going to run out of time. And I'm going to cut it out just so you guys can see. I like to trim it down, especially when I'm working with something that is smaller, like a little tote bag. And one thing to note when you're doing the totes, you've got a zipper in here, which can affect your pressure when you are pressing. So you may want to think about that when you're creating your design. If you're creating a design that goes straight up to the zipper and you're doing it on an auto press like this, you may not get an even pressure, which will affect the coloring of your design. So for this one, what I want to do is I'm going to actually take my design and I'm going to tape it towards the bottom so that I'm not all the way right down at the edge, but I leave enough room at the top that I can hang my tote outside of my heat press at the top of it so that the zipper is actually not in the actual press, right? You also want to be careful with melting zippers too. Sometimes if you've got a plastic zipper on there, it will definitely melt and then you won't be able to open your tote bag. So I'm just going to show you how I take this on, and I have one already done. I'll show you how you stick it in the press, and we'll show you the one that's already done because I'll show you a fun little way to add some trim to it. I'm a girl that loves trim, so I think that everything is better with a pom-pom or a rick-rack trim. That's the motto in my life. But so when I'm putting this on my press, I'm just going to hang that zipper right off the edge there. So looking at the style of my press, even if you're using a hand press, you want to be conscious of this so that when this lid closes, it's not going to hit that zipper. But this is what it looks like when it's done.
So
and I
cute.
use some fabric glue, and I just use, I'm no sew right here, fabric glue, and added some rick-rack trim to the top of it. So it doesn't look off center, even though I pushed my design down a little bit. You can also sew this trim on too. But how easy is that? Literally in under 15 minutes, you can have a matching t-shirt, right?
Cute.
And a little tote bag for your Valentine's Day besties.
And you can give them little cards that you embroider when you combine Emily's. This could be an entire Valentine's party. I'm so
love
excited.
it.
So cute.
I'm going to have to tell my husband on Friday. I just reminded him this morning. I said, by the way, don't forget Valentine's is this weekend. He's like, of course I know. I'm going to say, guess what? I'm having the Galentine's. He's going to say, is it going to be a Galentine's or a Guyentine's?
Yeah.
Like, oh, my buddy. Perfect.
I know. My husband said the same thing. He was like, well, wait, maybe I should invite over friends. He was like, it should be a guy's night too. We can have Guyentine's. And I'm like, no, it does not work. It's Galentine's and it's a girl's night.
That's how it is. So I got quite a few questions actually. I saw these all rolling in, so I want to make sure I have them. I know I love the card too, Sandra. Barbara, congratulations. Her Avenir is arriving. So you have a Galentine's party.
Yes.
Okay, Sandra wants to know, do you pre-wash your t-shirts?
I actually, like they tell you should probably pre-wash, but I am a little bit lazy and I don't pre-wash. All I do is I just press it for that 15, 20 seconds before it gets out the moisture and it's fine. And I've never had any issues with like stretching or distortion of designs afterwards. So that's just me. If you're really particular and worried, you can pre-wash it, but I have never pre-washed a t-shirt. So.
Well, polyester is not going to shrink, so
right.
Yes,
you don't have that issue, which is usually why you pre-wash.
Right, and you can throw these in the washer, dryer. I literally have one that I made last year for Galentine's that my girls have worn probably like 85 times between last Galentine's and this Galentine's, and it is not faded. It is still like the same vibrant colors, which I love.
Yeah,
absolutely. And so, Paula, when you transfer onto those sheets, I think this is what she's asking, from the sublimation printer, you can only use it once, correct?
Yeah. Yes. So it is one and done. I was trying to see where I put the sheet. Here we go. So yeah, you can kind of tell it pulls off some of that color on it. So you can't use it again. If you tried to, which I have before, you get a very pale design. You won't get that same vibrant color.
Yeah. And it's not going to be consistent throughout the whole thing either.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
All right, Lorraine, did you put paper inside the shirt to stop bleeding, or did you put anything inside the...
Nope, I did it and it did not bleed. Nope. No bleeding.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep, which is great.
Super easy. Everybody's saying, thank you. You're welcome. Oh, thanks, guys. They said this has been a great show.
Oh, thanks. It's been so fun. Great first show.
Yeah. Yay.
I know. So there are a couple questions because everyone's saying this is Lynn's first time. Yes, it is Lynn's first time.
Yes.
So Lynn, tell them where they can find you on YouTube.
Yeah, so this is my first time doing this live show, but I've worked with Brother behind the scenes for the last 7 years. So I'm super familiar with all their machines, but you can follow me over at Creative Living with Lynn Lilly, or head over to creativelivingwithlynnlilly.com for lots of fun projects. What you'll find with me is I like easy, fun projects that give that wow effect, but they're great from beginner all the way to advanced because you can always put your own spin on them if you're an advanced crafter. But for those that are beginners, you'll be really happy with a lot of the projects and the results.
I love it too. Emily, in case somebody doesn't know you, which they should by now because you're on here all the time, and we love all the pictures that when you're making rose clothes. So where can they find you?
I my website is lifesosavory.com, and I'm on pretty much all the socials, at Life So Savory. So you can find me there.
Perfect. And you can find me at AngelaWolf.com. Just Angela, just one Angela. I had to think about it. Just one AngelaWolf.com. And I have updated the calendar for the live shows. So if you go in under AngelaWolf.com, click on events in the top, and you'll see the live shows and quite a few of the replays. But you know the best way is go hop on over to Brother So's YouTube channel. You have to click the live button. This is the funny thing. I had somebody say, I wish these shows would be on YouTube. I said, they are.
They are.
I know. But when you go to the YouTube channel, you have to click above where it says live.
Yes.
And then you can binge watch for like 2 years.
It's super confusing. It's not easy.
It's not easy, but once you find it, it's there.
Yeah.
All right. This has been a fantastic show. I am so excited to celebrate Valentine's. Now I have 2 days to celebrate. I better pull out 2 pink shirts. All right. Until next time, everyone, happy sewing. On Thursday, Chris Talk is in the house, and he's going to be making some patches. So until then, happy Valentine's, everyone.
Happy Valentine's and happy Galentine's.
Happy Galentine's.